Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm of course your host, Mega Mike the Movie Man. We have an awesome live stream planned for you all today. Gonna cover some of the hottest movie news stories out there. But first of all, just let me know, how does my video look? How does my mic sound? You guys can check that for me out there. Let me know if we need to adjust anything. But as we get started here, let's run down the layout of the show today so you guys know what to expect. We're going to cover first a little bit of a Snow White rant. We got to go over this Zegler news that's been all over the internet. So many memes already made and viral videos and tons of funny and bizarre stuff out there. So, very controversial. We're going to get into all of that. I feel like I kind of land in the middle on all of it, but we're going to hear your all's perspective as well. And then, of course, we got to talk some more Godzilla vs. Kong. We got a new title here and just a couple update details on releases and whatnot, and other movies being delayed, of course. And of course, we got to talk about the strike updates. Yes, what happened at that Writers Guild meeting with the producers? Was any progress made? What are they still looking to accomplish? We've got to cover all of that great info, important info. And of course, we'll have an Ask Anything section where you all get to ask whatever your heart desires, any super fun questions you may have. You want me to do a review on the fly or a ranking? Boom, I will take care of it for you all right then and there. But until we get there, try to stay on topic as much as possible. And of course, I love the comments and questions related to the topics because it just, kind of fuels the fire of entertainment here. So I appreciate you all. And then as a reminder, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe if you're visiting for the first time. The likes really do help and only take half a second. So please do that right now before you forget. And then, of course, if you want to unlock some thank you videos and really support the channel on another level, think about doing a super chat. Whatever the price may be, it all helps and is greatly appreciated. And of course, you get first dibs on some digital movie codes if you want those as well. There's some options out there today. So, yeah, definitely have a fun time with that. And then, of course, there's always merch on the channel to check out later. But let's see who is in the comments today. Who is joining us? I know you guys are amazing out there, so let's check this out. Oh, we got a great group today. We got my mom in the chat in the morning. First one, Mega Movie Mom. So hello, hello. I know you probably heard the Snow White news. If not, it's going to be fun to get your perspective out there because I know you're a Snow White Disney fan. So I got to hear your thoughts on that, Mom. All right, next up we got Robert Makes a Cut. Hey everyone. Hey Robert Makes a Cut. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you in the chat, so welcome back. Thank you for being here. Always appreciated. We got Adrian James. Hello there, Mike. How are you doing today? Well, I got up really early for some reason. The dogs woke me up. You know how that goes if you're a pet owner out there. They woke me up early, so I just started doing some chores around the house, got my, coffee, food ready, had breakfast, and yeah, just been kind of rolling with some stuff today. So how are you doing out there, Adrian? That's what I want to know. Craig saying hello, hello, Craig. Got Hisham saying hello, Mike. What's up? No, just waking up here. Craig saying looks and sounds great. That's what I like to hear. I always want great quality for you all, so this should be in 4K quality. Hopefully, the internet connection's going good. You're getting to see, Mega Mike at the mega potential right there on screen. Craig says $4 movie day. Any movie going to see Mission Impossible? See, that's a great way to celebrate National Cinema Day. A lot of chains are doing the discounted movie prices. I know Regals were doing $4 tickets. Any premium screen out there, too, IMAX, Screen X. Doesn't matter. You can get whatever screen you want for $4. There was also discounts on concessions and like food combos and all that fun stuff. So if you love going to the movie theaters, get out there today. It's the perfect day. Now, I already have my unlimited pass, so I didn't feel the need for me to go again because I already get into the movie with the one low subscription pass. So I wouldn't save any money there, and it would be, more crowded. So I went on Friday instead to the movies and am avoiding today. But if you don't have a subscription pass, definitely want to take advantage of the deals out there. I mean, make a whole day out of it. Get a double feature in there, triple feature for 12 bucks. How amazing is that? And all premium screens. I mean, can't do anything better than that, right? We got Dimension Scott. How's it going today, Mike? It is going great, Dimension. How's it going for you out there? All right. Okay, so let's get into this today. So we got we got kind of a hot topic right here, a little bit of spiciness in the morning to wake you up. So we got to talk some Snow White info, and this surrounds all of this. I guess these talks that Zegler had at D23 Expo. I believe that was the location. Correct me if I'm wrong. But just being interviewed by reporters out there, and I guess saying some stuff that rubbed some people the wrong ways. I'm not going to speak for everybody out there. I know everybody has a difference of opinion. I know some people are like despising what she said. I know some people are like, whatever, it was okay. I get where she was coming from. So I see both sides there. But you guys are going to have to tell me your thoughts. I really want to hear some comments on this because I'm kind of back and forth. I'm in the middle on it. But no matter what, this controversy, I'm trying to think controversy here like this. It could either hurt the movie or help the movie because people could say, "Oh, we don't want to see the movie now because we're not a fan of Zegler." But also, people might say, "Hey, we want to see this movie because of all the controversy surrounding it. Is it really, that off-putting of a movie or way different from the original?" So it could work either direction, right? They say no bad press out there, right? Any press is good press. I guess I don't know. It doesn't seem so like in this situation though, because yeah, it doesn't seem like Rachel is having a good time with this. But let's play one little short clip. I got a couple clips here, but just to give us a perspective, if you haven't seen this yet, let's check out this clip, and I'm going to hear your guys' thoughts on this one right here. So this is the first one from Rachel here.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
How does that not make you laugh when she does that? Weird, weird. Oh my gosh, like, hilarious, hilarious expression there. So that gives me kind of a laugh. But yeah, how to say that about the original movie, especially for those fans out there of the original. How do you all feel? Does this make you not want to see this new live action remake here? She's being tough. She's being tough on the original. Now, I know not every movie's for everybody, right? Everybody's entitled to their opinion and perspective, and I guess I kind of get where she's trying to go with it. But I think the issue I'm having here is with how she says it, right? The tone, the expressions with it, where it's in a very kind of degrading way to the original, where it's not, oh, I just didn't care for it, wasn't for me because of this reason, but I'm looking forward to this new one with this new spin we did on it. I think it's all in the approach. I think the approach and the tone there is what's rubbing people the wrong way. And where she said it, right? D23 Expo, right in front of a whole bunch of reporters. You got to know this stuff, right? You got to have that business hat on and think, hey, this could hurt the movie, right? I'm trying to promote this new live action Snow White movie. I need the original fans to get out to this movie. I got to be careful on what I say. I got to have a filter, even though I may be thinking a certain way in public. I may have to say something a little bit differently, right? I don't think so. I don't think she had the filter there. I just think, hey, she's younger and she's just letting it vomit out whatever she feels, instead of going through the filter process, which you gain, in age and wisdom and maturity, where you're like, hey, you may think something doesn't mean you have to vomit it out a certain way. But I got to hear your guys' thoughts. Let's jump into these comments. All right, let's see. Dimension saying it's been an unfortunate week. People have passed away in the WWE and the original voice actors for Harley Quinn. I did not know that, Dimension. Thank you for putting that out there. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got to look into that more. Yeah, definitely very sad. Let's see. Hisham says Disney's beyond a joke at this point. They're not doing so hot right now, right? They're struggling, they're declining, and I don't think this helped them in any way. Let's see, we got Lance Jackson. Hey, hey, hey. What's up, Mike? Just watching Spider-Man 2. Awesome. I love Spider-Man 2. Stay on topic, people, though. We got focus here. Hisham says, speaking about Snow White live action, not Disney movie, but Universal Studios movie is Snow White and the Huntsman 2012 are the best Snow White live action movies. I've never seen Snow White and the Huntsman. That's the one with the Charlize Theron, I think it is. I never saw that one. Like, I'm not a massive Snow White fan. There are some classic Disney animated movies I like more than others, like The Black Cauldron, I think is really underrated. But like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I haven't seen too many times, so it's just been kind of in that okay for me. I love the ride at Disney World though. Ooh, the Snow White and yeah, the mine train thing. Ooh, that's a fun coaster. I really like that one. Let's see. What do you think about the Snow White cast? Well, who are the other cast members? I don't know anything about this movie besides Rachel Zegler and the controversies now. That's all I know about this movie. And is that a good focus for the movie? Probably not. Who else is in this movie? Well, I can say that Rachel here probably doesn't think too highly of another co-star. Let's play this clip right here. You guys gotta let me know your thoughts on this because this one was like, whoa, really? You're gonna say that about another actor? Let me roll this clip right here.
And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
It's Hollywood, baby. Oh my gosh, the things this lady is saying. They just make me laugh. It doesn't make anybody else laugh out there. But to say that about another actor who's also in your movie, who you would hope would be, promoting the movie and, you want to be positive, right? You don't want to say, oh, this whole actor, major actor in the movie can get cut. What? What? It takes more than one person to make a movie, Rachel, out there. I mean, come on. So just another odd way to say that, right? I like if I was the what was his name? Was it Andrew? I think she said it was. If I was listening to that, I would have been like, "What? Did she really just say that? No, I don't want my parts to get cut." Where's the support for the other cast in here, right? Yeah, that did not sound good either. I get the point of it is Hollywood. They can edit stuff out. You don't know who's going to be kept in. We've seen before where whole characters and scenes and moments are edited out. I get it. I get what she's trying to say there, but how she said it with the tone and the expressions almost felt like, oh, I don't care about this person, whatever. Who cares? Get them out of here if they need to. Which is not very good. They're not good if you're trying to promote a movie, especially if they keep the person in there, which I'm sure they are, a major part. That does not look good. No. No, you guys gotta let me know. What is your guys' thoughts on this? Is this as controversial as everybody making it out to be? I feel like that's all I've heard for the past week is all this stuff on Snow White. Once again, I mean, people are coming out with the pitchforks on this movie. And Disney has not had a good recent track record. We saw Little Mermaid. I mean, it did okay globally, I guess, but it didn't do near what I would think a Disney live action Little Mermaid should have done, right? It didn't get to like the $1 billion club. And there was that one year where Disney was just going hit after hit, $1 billion movie after $1 billion movie. And now we're kind of Marvel movies are in the down dumps. These Disney live action remakes down dumps. Even though like I loved Haunted Mansion that just came out, nobody else saw it. It made like $10 at the box office. So what's going on here? I mean, Disney has done what? It has lost its way. You guys got to give me your perspective. Like, what's going on with Disney here? And this is major because Disney controls a lot of stuff. I mean, think about it. They have Fox, they have Lucasfilm, they got Marvel, they got all this stuff, and it seems like they're not slowing down. So we got to have their A game going. We got to have them recover in some kind of way. What's going on over there? Come on, come on. Let's see. What do you guys think? Well, let's see. We got Caveman movies and more. Hey, Mike. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are doing awesome, Caveman. Craig is saying Family Feud. Oh, that's what it feels like for Disney, or you're just shouting out the show Family Feud. I actually watched quite a bit of Family Feud. That's one of my go-to like YouTube like clips I'll just put on a long drive. Hearing some of those answers and Steve Harvey's just it's so funny. Um, but yeah, it's wild. It is wild this news. But I mean, you guys may not care about the Disney live action remakes anymore. Anybody excited for this new Snow White movie, or is it DOA? Is it just you're not excited for any Disney live action stuff anymore? I mean, there has to be a Snow White fan out there. You guys gotta let me know. Let's see, need new writing and actors. So new actors. Well, see, Rachel's kind of a newish actor, right? She hasn't done too many stuff before. But maybe it's because of her newishness that is might be, hurting in terms of how she's communicating in these I guess reporting situations. But new writing, of course, right? We got to get the writers paid. We got to get the actors paid and get them going again, get some awesome movies out there. But we'll get into the strike updates in a little bit because, yeah, it's probably going to be a while. Let's see. Isham says, fans, Bob Iger, you're fired. Bob Iger, why? I've lost my childhood, dude. Oh, wow. Isham, you are coming at them. Woo! Oh man. Well, do you really think Bob Iger is gonna be? I mean, eventually Bob Iger is gonna be out, but he's retired what, like 3 times already, and they keep bringing him back. Let the guy retire. Let him relax at this point. Shoot. But who's gonna replace? That's the thing. They tried Bob Chapek, didn't work out, so they brought Iger back. Are they going to find a suitable replacement? That's the question. That is the question. Could we end up with something worse? Hmm? That's always important to know. Uh, let's see, Dimension says I watched John Wick Chapter 4 for the first time on Blu-ray and it was really good. Yeah, I like John Wick Chapter 4. Absolutely. Let's see. Everybody shouting out to each other. Okay, well, I guess no excitement for Snow White. That's all right. We shall move on then. We shall move on to our next story here. We got to talk some well, let's see. Yeah, next story here. We got Godzilla versus Kong. Got some new information on this. And let's go ahead and bring up this news story here. So let's bring up the overlay for you all. Let's see. All right, right here. Okay, so the latest news on Godzilla Cross Kong. The new Empire concerns the release date for Godzilla vs. Kong 2, and it's unfortunately been delayed alongside several other Warner Brothers movies. The good news is that while some other projects like Dune Part 2 have been moved back nearly half a year, the new Godzilla Cross Kong, the new Empire release date is less than a month after it was originally slated for release. Warner Brothers has delayed the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie to April 12, 2024, so that its previous March 15th slot is available for the new Dune movie. The rescheduling on Warner Brothers' part is a response to the ongoing WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes, as both actors and writers negotiate for fair pay and working conditions. In March 2022, Godzilla vs. Kong updates indicates the movie is going to film in Queensland, Australia. The filming finally wrapped in late 2022. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, will be filmed in the southeast of Queensland as well on the Gold Coast. With shooting wrapped, there will be a very long period of editing and post production where they design the monsters and CGI that will play out on the screen. This is why the release date is still a while away. The official Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire release date is April 12th, 2024. So get excited for some April here. But another important fact of information they had in there that we want to take note of is that Dune, yes, Dune Part 2 has moved to March, which I don't think is a smart strategy here. I wonder if this is just a temporary placement for Dune Part 2 because March is looking to be a very stacked time. I believe there's about what 6 or 8 movies coming out during that time or supposed to. I think there's Ghostbusters in there. I think there's a Quiet Place, prequel one coming out, and a few other things, right? And then Godzilla Cross Kong is just kind of around the corner in April, so it's probably going to limit the IMAX screen time for Dune Part 2, which is not good. I think Dune Part 2, if they stuck where they were going to go, they would have had like 6 weeks of IMAX screens, which can be some awesome money for that studio, right? For Warner Brothers, which they desperately need at this point. But moving to now a crowded time, it kind of reminds me of this past summer where so many movies were crowded in weird areas like Mission Impossible right behind Barbenheimer. That really hurt Mission Impossible. So I'm wondering why are they just choosing, these certain couple month blocks to release these movies? I think it's gonna hurt. I think it's gonna hurt Dune Part 2. You guys gotta let me know your thoughts. Are you excited for Dune Part 2? I don't know if moving the release date's gonna help at all. I know because of the strikes, they want the actors to be able to promote these movies eventually. I get it, that can give a boost in sales, but I don't know. I think we're gonna do more damage here than help because of the crowded window. I think people still would have gone to see it. I mean, people still went to go see Dune Part 1 when there's a pandemic. People are going to see Dune Part 2, more action packed. It's a sequel now. People know the characters, right? It's a follow up. I think more people would see it. Yeah, the actor promotion boost and all that press tours would have been awesome addition, but I think forcing it into a crowded window is going to hurt more than it's going to help. You're going to gain something, but you're going to lose right on IMAX time and all of that less crowded space. Yeah, I don't think that's a smart decision. But hey, Godzilla vs. Kong. Oh, the new empire. I love the way that sounds. It's kind of generic, but it sounds kind of cool too. It's like a new beginning, right? Maybe we're gonna get a lot more Godzilla vs. Kong movies after this. And I was a big fan of that Godzilla vs. Kong, that first one. Ooh, so fun, action packed. The visuals were amazing. Just when Kong just right with his laser blast, whatever you call it. I'm not a kaiju expert out there, but I really like Godzilla vs. Kong, and I really like the monster universe so far. Kong Skull Island was a fun action movie. What else did we have? Godzilla King of the Monsters. I mean, King Ghidorah was great. I love that. Like when the monsters are on screen and they're throwing down, that's when this monster universe is excelling. Don't really care so much about the human characters in the background. That just kind of seems thrown in there. But when the monsters are throwing down, these movies are great. So very excited for this new one. Apparently, it's going to take place in that Hollow Earth stuff we saw in Godzilla vs Kong, where like Kong was going through like the center of the Earth or whatever it is. I think we're going to get more info on that, more backstory, and that's going to play a little bit more of a larger part. And I'm all for that. Kaiju monsters throwing down. Like these visuals are beautiful. Like that 4K steelbook that came out. Ooh, visually, the sounds, everything was awesome. So very excited for this new one. Are you guys excited for Godzilla X Kong the New Empire? Are you guys hyped for that one out there? I am. I am definitely hyped for that. Let's see your guys' comments here. Let's see. We got let's see. Hisham says, "Do you have a Godzilla and King Kong action collectible?" I do not. Well, actually, you know what? I think I have some pops. I'm a pop person. So, I don't think I have the Godzilla pop. I wish I did. I think I have the King Kong like 6-inch pop. If I'm remembering. Did I get that one? I saw it at a convention. I wish I got it. If I didn't, I should have totally picked it up. But yeah, if I have anything, it would be maybe a pop or two, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if those ones just slipped past me. But yeah. Oh, Hisham, great question. Godzilla or King Kong? Godzilla, right? Godzilla is the true king of the monsters. You gotta have Godzilla. He's awesome. He looks like a dragon in a way, right? Giant lizard, the fire blast, his eyes, right? I love the blue, like glowing eyes. Very cool. His tail, I'm always a fan of those reptile monsters. Like in Mortal Kombat, Reptile's my favorite character. So I'm gonna be all for Godzilla, Godzilla's great. I mean King Kong's awesome too. Don't get me wrong. I like King Kong. But if I had to pick one, Godzilla. Godzilla all day. Let's see. Caveman says Kevin Smith said the postponements are not a good sign because if studios were remotely close to being resolved, they wouldn't post. Yeah, yeah, it's not a good sign. Yep, and we're gonna get into these strikes here in a quick second. Let's see though. Hisham says Roland Emmerich never wanted to make a Godzilla movie, and he doesn't care about the movie. What? You think he would? He's the disaster guy. He's busy making Moonfall though. We probably got a Moonfall Part 2 coming out, so I understand. His movies are fun though. Out of what I've seen, I haven't seen all of them. I need to see more Emmerich movies. They're just fun action movies. So, but surprised he wouldn't be all for a Godzilla. Let's see. Ooh, Basement Blues. Tony saying I prefer King Kong over Godzilla. I know a lot of people like King Kong. And don't get me wrong, I have like 3 King Kong movies right next to me. The Peter Jackson King Kong. It's probably my favorite Kong movie adaptation so far. So I like that one. And I have the classic one. I have the one from the 70s. I have, Kong Skull Island. So I got all the major Kong movies out there, at least the state ones. He's great. Don't get me wrong, King Kong's great, but I've always been, Godzilla. He's just more, I don't know, animalistic, I guess you could say. It's like a dinosaur. Let's see. Hisham says, first Godzilla movie you watched when you were a little kid. It probably, I guess, default being a '90s kid would have had to been that one that came out in the '90s. That really wasn't like Godzilla. I learned later on it was more like a dinosaur movie. I don't know. I gotta go back and see that one. I think it was announced for 4K. Who knows if I will pick it up because I don't remember that movie too much. But I think that was the one I first watched, and then of course, when this monster universe started coming out, seeing that new new Godzilla movie and whatnot, which was okay, but you didn't get a lot of Godzilla in it, which was disappointing. Wish we got more of Godzilla. So I think those were the first ones for sure. I don't think I've seen the overseas ones, right? I don't think I've seen the foreign language ones. Like I've seen clips of them online and whatnot, but I don't think I've sat down and watched the foreign language ones. I'm just not as much into foreign language movies as a lot of people out there. I've seen a handful of them, some of the mainstream stuff, but that's definitely a blind spot in my movie watching area. Caveman says, if you are watching the replay, please don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you, Caveman. Yeah, that like, everybody that's in here now that just joined in a little bit late, go ahead, click that like. It takes a half a second and really does go a long way to getting the word out about this channel. And we're pushing this channel, man. We are pushing, we are expanding. I think we just hit 1,400 subs. So, I mean, as you think about, what Caveman is saying here and what everybody is saying out there, right, to really spread the word on the channel. Let's see. I want you to have this video clip in the back of your mind.
Help me get one more.
There you go. Help me get one more. Help me get one more like. Help me get one more subscribe. Glad I have that video clip just ready to go, right? But thank you all. Thank you so much, Caveman. Really appreciate it. Basement Blues here saying, hope you all have a great Sunday. I need to head out. Oh, have fun, Tony. And thank you for stopping by while you can. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good day out there. It is National Cinema Day. Are you going to the theaters, Tony? You gotta let me know. We got yes, yeah, 10-8YP. Yes, was on my stream, right? Nathan, right? Nathan was on the back to school movie stream. That was a super fun stream. Definitely check out the replay on that, everybody, if you haven't seen it. But thank you. Good morning, Mike and chat. Afternoon for me, barely. Afternoon for you, so East Coast, right? Yeah, it's still only like 9:26 a.m. for me, so I'm still waking up, everybody. I am still waking up. A lot to do today. Day just getting started. Let's see. Yep, got Nate. Yep. Yep. And Nate was awesome on the back to school movie stream. So you guys got to check that out. And the rest of the panel, Caveman was there, and oh, it was such a good panel. It was so fun talking those back to school movies. Let's see. Uh, Let's see. We played, hooked ourselves, needed the rest. Oh, sleeping in, sleeping in. Sleeping in is always good. I can never sleep in though because my dogs, and you guys know if you have dogs out there, my dogs always be waking me up. They'll just jump up on me, start barking, just like, "Meow," and they'll wake me up. They'll wake me every time, especially the little one. The really little one does not have a big bladder. That little one needs to go to the restroom all the time. It pretty much ensures I'm gonna wake up about the same time every day, even if I don't have work. Which is good in the sense that I can get a lot of stuff done, but bad in the sense that not as much sleep. So hopefully I got enough sleep. All right. Okay, so our next story here. And I don't think if anybody said they were excited for Godzilla vs. Kong. Is anybody excited for Godzilla vs. Kong out there? It was a great 4K of that first one when it came out. That steelbook was really cool, the purple looking one. Ooh, that was a really nice steelbook. Hopefully they do a really good one for this new one too. Even though steelbook prices are getting a little bit outrageous out there, so I might have to cut down myself. But yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, Nate saying my son woke up at 4:30 a.m. 4:30, woo, ready to go. Luckily, gone back to sleep for a bit. Yeah, 4:30. I think. What did I get up? I think I got up at like 6:30, which to me was still early, but 4:30, woo. Yeah, no, I mean that's like one of those days where it's like you're just gonna watch movies all day, and you end up watching like 4 or 5 movies. So it could turn into a fun day, right? Caveman says it was National Dog Day just the other day. I didn't even know. National Dog Day. I had no idea. There's so many national days. It's a different day every day. Um, how did people celebrate their dogs then for National Dog Day? Like took them to the dog park? I don't know. I feel like my dogs are always celebrated every day. They get so spoiled, so much attention. All right, let's see. Okay, let's get to our next story here, right? Because I know people are already mentioning the strike information. Yeah, the strike stuff has been pushing movies back, getting all these delays with Dune, right? Godzilla X Kong, and I think Snow White, right? Snow White's probably going to be delayed too, if with the strikes and the controversy stuff. So yeah, a lot of movies getting delayed here, and this is going to be effects we're going to now feel for a while. Because same thing happened with the COVID pandemic when movies got pushed back. We've been feeling it. We've been feeling it right when the theaters opened back. So many movies were stacked together, and I think we're going to feel that exact same thing again with these strikes. So especially the longer they go on, and it looks like based on this information, they're gonna go on quite some time. So let's check out this overlay here. And I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on all the strikes and whatnot as we go through the info. So let's see. Yes, here's our news story. All right. Yes, the standstill comes after the AMPTP on August 22nd went public with its first counteroffer since the studio's initial response in May to the WGA's original proposal, mere days after the strike began. The release of the proposal, which was dated August 11th but sent out publicly this Tuesday, includes gains in residuals and protecting against artificial intelligence, was slammed by the WGA as a ploy not to bargain but to jam us with the counter offer dubbed not nearly enough. So these were a couple points, and in the article, you can always look at those articles. They're linked in the description. It gives a lot of things that they weren't able to come to an agreement on or make much progress on. I just put two here that I thought were pretty important. For streaming projects, the WGA asked for viewership-based residuals in addition to its existing fixed residuals to reward programs with greater viewership. According to the document, this would require viewership transparency, something that streamers have proved to be unwilling to provide, even to the stars of the shows and movies. The WGA said the AMPTP rejected the proposal and refused to make a counter. Concerns about AI taking over writing are also alleged to have been glossed over by the studios. The WGA wanted to regulate the use of AI and wanted assurance that it could not be used to write or rewrite literary material, nor could it be used as a source material. The AMPTP rejected the Guild's proposals, countering by offering annual meetings to discuss advancements in technology, the WGA said. Wow, yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, let's talk about both of these. I got to hear both your guys's, well, everybody's thoughts on both of these, right? First, the viewership stuff, right? These streamers don't want to release viewership numbers, which to me makes no sense. Why are you trying to hide data? Like, that's so sketch. That is so suspicious. Why don't you want people to know how much people are viewing something? I think it would be a good thing. You see that a show's really hot, people are viewing it. Probably more people want to jump in and check it out. I think that could help. And not only that, why not put the incentive, right? The commission, the bonus for higher viewership, right? That incentivize the writers to make a better product, right? To write better stories that gets more viewers, which should get them more money, right? But the thing is, it's streaming, right? So the thing is, we don't have that ad placement like we did on the TV days where the ratings really matter. Now that's probably it. Just thinking about that real quick. See, the streaming services, their business model doesn't work here because they're getting a flat sum rate from every subscriber, no matter how much they watch, how often they watch. So that's why the studio is probably not incentivized to release these numbers. Yeah, that's probably why. So yeah, this business model isn't working. This streaming stuff has to slow down or change in some way, whether it's going to ads, but then we're just going back to cable television, which why not? Have people go back to cable television, whatever. Um, but yeah, it's trying to think about how do we make sure everybody. I want everybody to get paid. I want everybody to make money. I want the writers, the actors to make money. But we got to think what business model works here. And I just the subscription stuff is not working. It's not working. It's not working for anybody. But yeah, the writers do need to get paid on viewership numbers, so they need the viewership info. Um, it's just it's curious to see how do we get that working. Do you guys have ideas out there? How would you go about that, right? I think this streaming stuff is really hurting the Hollywood industry and could end up destroying it eventually, right? COVID was a tough time, but I think really what has been hurting it long time is the streaming 100% a lot more than even the pandemic. So yeah, it's tough. And then not only that, the next issue I want to hear your thoughts on is AI stuff. Now the AI stuff, come on, studios, we could work a little bit harder on this one, right? Basically, the studio said, we'll talk about it at a future meeting. What studios? What did you just say? No, these people are on strike now. They want to get this issue resolved now. Time now is to have the meetings and get it resolved. Like, what? Oh, we have plans to talk about it in a future meeting. No, Go to a meeting now and get it solved, whatever it is. That is just, you can tell they want to do something sketchy with AI at that point. If they're not going to put any limitations on it, that is not good. So once I'm and the writers, they can see through this. Writers, they understand the writing here. They get contracts, I'm sure, that there's so much sketchy stuff in here, so many loopholes, so many things that these studios can go around and oh gosh. And the thing is, studios are losing money right now, and they're going to continue to lose money. And it's very such a small little fraction of a little percent that the writers and actors are asking for, and the studios can totally afford it. But they're letting, I don't know what, their pride get over them and not wanting to make a deal. It's like, why? Why be the villain? You guys could become heroes and come to an amazing deal and help everybody out, help the writers, help the actors, help everybody. But with what these studios are doing, totally, they are the villains right now. They don't want to come to a deal that's reasonable. And I'm sure the writers will meet, in the middle, they'll meet a certain way. But when we have stuff saying, hey, we're not even going to talk about the AI stuff, that's not meeting the writers in the middle at all. That's no compromise. That is putting it off till another time. Studios, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Come on. We want everything to get back going. We want everybody to do well. We want Hollywood to do good for everybody. Everybody just wants a piece of the pie and to make money and thrive, right? I don't get what the studios are thinking here. It's going to cost them way more money in the long run by delaying and delaying than if they just got to a deal. Why? Why studios? Why? Just because of an ego boost? I don't get it. To me, it gets disgusting, um, what some of these studios do, and it's such a shame because the artists, right, the writers, the actors, they're the ones that are helping to create these movies. Without them, you got nothing, right? Without the workers, you got nothing. It's every week it gets more dire and dire and just ooh, yeah. Studios, come on, change. I know. I guess it's easier said than that done. All right, Dimension says Godzilla versus Kong was decent because of pandemic reasons. I was wearing my mask, like I couldn't take it off. I had a good time. Yeah, same thing with me. I still saw it in theaters. It was a great time, and actually, the theater was pretty busy for Godzilla versus Kong. So I think Godzilla versus Kong 2 here, the New Kingdom, will do great. I think it will do good. Well, I mean, it just depends on how crowded the month is. If it has some time, because they're going to want IMAX screens. Ooh, I really do kind of want to see that movie in IMAX now. Just imagine the sounds. Ooh, you gotta have good speakers. Gotta have good speakers for Godzilla vs Kong. Yeah, I do really want to see that one. Hisham says, "Are you excited to see Godzilla minus one will be released November 3? Godzilla minus one, is that that series? I don't know. I heard mixed things about that series so far that there might not be much Godzilla in it. If that's the case, who really wants to see that? So no, not really excited for a streaming series. I'd rather they put the focus and attention on the movies. I think that's hurting some studios too, like Disney. They're just cut between too many things. They're just, they have to do stuff in their shows and streaming. They have to do stuff in movies. And now their time is being divided and we're getting less quality across the board. I'd say, hey, let's pull back. Let's cut the streaming stuff. And just, what their streaming service should be? Just their back catalog of titles for Disney and Fox. They have plenty of content there and make it all available. I know that's what people really want out there. I mean, people have to pick up the stuff on physical media because it's not even available on streaming. Hey, some of it's not even available on physical media. There's a lot like that. So I would say Disney just be that company that says, hey, streaming is a back catalog of all of the previous content release. You focus on that, Disney. I think people will still subscribe to Disney for sure. Absolutely. And then we put our other focus of new projects into really good movies. That's where I would go, Disney. But that's just me. I mean, what do you guys think of that thought? Am I talking outrageous here? Craig says, unless you have deadline, strikes won't end. These strikers need to go to major studios, movie theaters to get the point. I mean, they're trying. I really do think the writers and actors are trying, but they're not going to be strong armed into just settling on a deal that isn't even close. I mean, nobody's gonna get 100% exactly what they want. That's why it's called a compromise. We gotta meet in the middle. But when I hear things like, "Hey, we're not even getting to a midpoint reach on the AI stuff. We're not even getting to a compromise on the viewership stuff." Like, to me, that's, hey, that's the studios where they're not meeting in the middle, right? I'm not saying you have to give writers and actors everything they want. The good sign of a good compromise is both sides are a little bit disappointed in something, but we got to meet in the middle on some of these major issues. So I'm totally putting it on the studios at this point. Once again, this is just an outside perspective. Obviously, I'm not part of any of the guilds out there for those unions. I'm not, so, and I'm not in these meetings. I don't know what's happening at these negotiations. Obviously, I'm just a fan out here, just a movie person talking, just talking what they love. So maybe there's more information going on than I know. I mean, if you guys know stuff, shout it out. We gotta, but we do gotta end these strikes sooner than later. K Man says, according to the streaming contracts, the actor signs, they will not be able to get any residuals for shows that are moving to broadcast television, for example. And yeah, and that's outrageous too. Like, come on, they wherever their show goes, they should get paid. The studios want to sell their show to whatever streaming service, whatever cable television network, wherever it goes to physical media, wherever it is, they should get a residual. They should get paid. That's what a lot of actors and writers rely on, those residuals, because they're not always constantly working. They may work for a couple weeks, a couple months, and then whoop, now they're not working for half a year. And then they'll get another project, right? They need those residuals to live off of. And once again, a lot of these are just working actors, working writers. They're not the big names out there making millions and millions of dollars. No, they're just trying to survive just like everybody else out there. So we gotta see, these are things where the studios need to meet halfway on. The mention says, I've been saying it too. Streaming service have not only ruined the industry, but also theaters and physical. Yeah, streaming has hurt so many things out there. And I know, and I streamed too. I was streaming a movie last night. I had a blast streaming a movie last night that I didn't have access to on physical media. So I like streaming certain things myself, but I also like going to the theaters a lot. I'm always at the theaters. You guys know me. I also love collecting physical media. So I think they all can exist in some sort of way, which is fine, but not the way the business model is set up right now with how streaming is. So I don't know, what do you do? What do you do with streaming out there? That's what I'm trying to find out, because the subscription based model is not working. It's not working. So what do we do? Do we put ads in it, right? But then if it gets back to being cable television, then do we just go back to cable television? That is the thing we have to think about. How do we change it? Because I like certain things about streaming. I don't despise streaming in any way. I'll stream once in a while. A lot of shows I end up streaming, even though I still love collecting physical media and I still love going to the theater. So I think all can exist in some way, but not existing in the way the business model is now. Something needs to change. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Oh yeah, Hisham says, "Writers, you can take our script, but you can't take our freedom." Yep, absolutely. Yeah, hey, they're what, across 100 days now. I think maybe on both sides. I think with the actors, they were coming up close too. So maybe they're over 100 days now too on strike. They're out there. They're out there on the front lines, and but they gotta do what they gotta do. 100% gotta do what they gotta do. Um, yeah, we can't let these studios take advantage here. Caveman says studios are thinking about their shareholders and profits to sell more stocks and the OCOs and bonuses too. Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem with businesses. I mean, they're really just thinking about profit. Now, when I went to business school, we tried to focus on a little bit more than that. We focused not only on, we called it, what was it? The triple P line, was it? It was not only profits, but you also got to be considerate of people and the planet, right? And so that's just something that they started to bring up in a recent business schools, because they saw all these shenanigans going on in the world. And once again, I think if you take care of the people, the business can do more. So you can probably make more of a profit in the long run. I think that businesses, though, sometimes can be just so focused on the quarter profit, the instant profit, right? What do we do to get the numbers now, that they don't see the big picture, they don't see down the road, generations to come, and all that stuff. So I think that can be the issue. And of course, executives, they got to get paid. I get it, but I mean, you look at the discrepancy here of how much certain executives get paid to how much, a worker who's creating the art gets paid. And you're like, wait, that seems to be an extremely, extremely large difference, right? Like, let's say you're making 70 million. Hey, what if you made only 35 million in the year, and then the rest went to the workers, right? I mean, I think you would still be eating pretty well if you made 35 million out there, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. It's the discrepancy in the number. It's not that, yeah, of course, executives, they have big responsibilities, they're managing. I get it. They need to get paid too. But how much? By how much? How much is the gap there? Um, because we got to have a middle class out there, right? We don't want that to disappear. And it feels like middle class is disappearing. And yeah, it's sad. It's sad. You can't run a society like that. We need a middle class. Nate saying, I agree, Mike. Disney is way too spread thin. Think they should sell at least one big franchise and focus on one they keep. Maybe, right? What would you sell? You sell Star Wars, maybe. So, I mean, well, they all have Fox now. I mean, do you sell? What do you sell? That's the thing. Um, and I don't know if it's the franchises. To me, I feel like it's almost more being spread too thin between TV, streaming, and the movies. I think that's where the issue is. Um, because they have a lot of content, but we can slow down the content to get more quality content. Like the superhero stuff became an oversaturated market, right? It became over serviced. And even though I love the superhero genre, so I was a happy camper for the most part. I mean, some of them not so good, could have been improved, but even me being a fan of the genre, want them to slow it down a little bit more to get more quality over the long run. So I don't know. They got to slow the brakes. They got to come up with some plan. Nate saying, I wish Sony would buy the rights to all the MCU and do it. Maybe, but Sony has a lot of great stuff too, right? I mean, Sony's just getting their PlayStation franchises going with like Gran Turismo, which, oh, Gran Turismo was awesome. If you're into racing movies, woo, those vehicles, oh, Sound of the Road, that was a fun movie. I really liked it. It was like a Rocky story, but with race cars. Like, it was good. It was good. So, hey, people should go see that today for National Cinema Day. Imagine it on a premium screen. Ooh, I should have saw it on like Screen X. That would have been great. See, Hisham says AI will rule the world and replace us. Terminator status right there. Yeah, that's why somebody has to step in and put restrictions here on AI because if not, AI can definitely get out of hand, right? We don't want to replace ourselves out with AI. And we lose something like AI is a tool, can be used for good, can be used for bad, just like any other tool out there. Um, but I mean, you always have to be cautious of the bad stuff, right? We still want people to do creative things, right? I don't think an AI can replicate creativity, right? It comes from the human brain. There's something special about the human brain that can come up with these ideas and execute them a certain way. Which goes back to the movie I was watching last night. I'm preparing for a Tim Burton stream in about a month. And so I watched Big Eyes. Oh, Big Eyes was great, but it really goes into the artist of, hey, you can't replicate a certain work, right? It comes from somebody's mind, the artistic mind. So yeah, AI is not going to be able to do that. I don't think. I don't think they're going to be able to replace the creativity mind. Let's see. K Man says, Nate, I think that is a great option for MCU, but only if Disney can keep the theme park rights for Star Wars. Yeah, yeah, theme park rights are different too, but I love Star Wars Land. At least in Disney World. Disney World, oh, Star Wars Land was great. Ton of fun there. You know what? They haven't utilized Marvel that much. I mean, a couple rides here and there with like the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff and whatnot, but I would love to see an MCU land like like what they did with Star Wars, but a whole land for MCU. Ooh, that would be awesome. Come on, Disney. Yeah, Disney. That's why I say stop your streaming services, focus on movies and theme parks. I'd be a happy camper. Absolutely. Craig says, get an independent party to settle it. Yeah, bring in some outside help for sure, like a mediator um, to oversee it. Absolutely, right? Somebody to come in. The thing is, it's just who do you get, right? And what side are they going to be on, right? So there's some cautious things there too. But yeah, it needs to get settled for sure, 100%. These strikes have gone on way too long, and like I said, I think this is going to go at least another past the new year even, right? Ooh, could you imagine? More things would get delayed. Nate saying, I would love to see Disney completely focus all their efforts on just Star Wars, and you'd get a ton of Star Wars stuff. But I haven't been caring that much for the Star Wars series out there, right? Like Andor, I couldn't even finish watching. I'm just like, this doesn't even feel like Star Wars. Where's the lightsabers out there? And then what was it? Book of Boba Fett. I didn't care for, and Boba Fett's my favorite Star Wars character. And then what was it? Obi-Wan. I'm like, nothing great. I mean, there's just something with those streaming series. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like streaming should be where original ideas go to, right? I don't think so. You know what? I think original ideas should be saved for, movie theaters and even cable television, but streamings, I guess, could be like a back catalog of a lot of stuff because their originals are just often not good. I mean, once in a while, there'll be a good original show like a Stranger Things, but I say 9 out of the 10 movies I watch that are original streaming movies end up being like, oh gosh, I literally just forgot about it. Like, I watched Heart of Stone, that Gal Gadot movie recently, and I'm like, it's a blur, and I just watched it a week ago. I'm like, "What? I can't really remember much from it. I don't what happened? I don't know." It didn't, you know, it doesn't have that stuff that the Hollywood industry used to be able to give us through these great cinema experiences. Nate says, "Brother and I wanted to see a movie yesterday and wanted to see Barbie instead of Gran Turismo. Don't get me started on it." Yeah, I mean, a lot of people love Barbie out there. I'm definitely in the unpopular opinion of I despised it. Like, literally, it's like might be one of my least favorite movies of all time. It's just I did not care for it at all. So many reasons. I've already ranted on Barbie before, so I will go into that again. But Gran Turismo was great, action packed, a lot of thrilling moments. You even get emotions in there. David Harbour does a great job in the movie too. I was so surprised by that. So Gran Turismo was fun. I really once again you got to be into race cars. My wife wasn't really into it at all, so she didn't like it. So we were totally a split decision on that one. But I liked it. Like I said, it's like Rocky with race car driving, professional race cars, right? Um, so I had a good time. CK Man says Marvel is struggling now because they need more people focus on the quality and content with fewer projects and TV. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They spread themselves way too thin there. I would focus on the movies, and the movies were making them good money. They were doing well. Why fix something that wasn't broken with doing these streaming services? They just, you know, they could have done good, and I think they could have had some good movies. I know some people say, "Oh, they should have stopped after Endgame." I don't know. I think they could have done something, but they would have needed a better plan. And I almost, you know what? I almost would have got rid of so many Avenger characters in Endgame. You know, maybe one of them, right? If you want to get rid of Iron Man for now, okay. But they got rid of Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, a lot of those core Avenger characters, and now we were stuck with like side characters, right? Um, so that was tough too. But I think if they could have done something a little bit different with Endgame, I think they could have set up a new phase that was going up to a new Avenger movie. I think people could have bought back in, but now it just got too much muddied. Okay, man saying one problem with Disney and Star Wars is they don't allow their creators follow the canon of the Star Wars books and other movies. And I heard some good things about those books too, right? So yeah, they could have probably done some good work with some of those adapting those books. Isham says, "Are you like spicy food, like India food, Indonesian food, and Japanese food?" Well, so I haven't, I guess, ever had it like authentically that type of food. I don't think, yeah, because I've never traveled to those countries before. I've had like I guess Americanized Indian food before. I thought it was okay. I didn't like the vegetarian stuff. Like the vegetarian stuff, like some of the stuff, like I was like, nah. And it wasn't even spicy. I don't know, had an off taste to me. But I've had other ones that were pretty decent. So I don't know. I guess it just depends where you get it from. But I could definitely eat more of that stuff. Yeah, and I like trying different foods. I will eat whatever for sure. Let's see. Isham says, "Have you seen Hercules?" Well, I guess we're in the Ask Anything section, right? Let's just put up the Ask Anything banner. So once again, you can ask me anything your heart desires. If you want me to do a review, a ranking on the fly, let me know. Any of that fun stuff, or just ask any question out there your heart desires. But yeah, let's look at go back to that comment from Hisham. Hisham says, "Have you seen Hercules 1983 and the Adventure of Hercules 1985, starring Lou?" No, I actually have not. I want to see those. Um, yeah, I haven't seen a lot of the Hercules stuff out there. There's tons of Hercules stuff out there, and I think I've only seen the Disney animated movie, which actually is really good. I love that one as a kid. I need to go back and rewatch, but I haven't seen the live action stuff. So that's something I need to go watch. Yeah, I need to catch up on a lot of those, like, sword and sandal movies too, like, even what was it, Conan the Barbarian with Arnold, right? I need to see those movies too. Yeah, they are on the list. They're definitely on the watch list. But you guys let me know any of your last questions and comments here. We'll save the last few minutes for that. I'll just let you guys know some upcoming stuff. So we'll have videos posted every day this week, Monday through Friday. We'll do Amazon deals tomorrow, and definitely, keep tuned to those because there's some really good prices that do come up on those. So if you're trying to expand your collection but stay within a budget like I am, I know I'm not always a first day pickup person where I can get no way. I have to get a lot of stuff on a budget. So yeah, stay tuned to Amazon deal videos for that. Tuesday, we got another rant video on Disney, right? All rants lead back to Disney, just like in this stream. And then what do we got? We got movie numbers, and we also have a fun ranking video coming out. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Talking about some underrated movies out there. That's gonna be great. And then we'll have another video. I think that one's going to be. Oh, I was just thinking about it too. Trying to think about it. Oh, my haul video. My haul video for last month. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I think the few items I got, I did quite enjoy. So that will be in there too. And then, of course, out of theater reaction for probably on Saturday will be what's coming up. What's the new release? There's one new release coming up, and it's totally slipped my mind. You guys let me know. What's the new release of this weekend coming up? No, don't know it off the top of my mind. But yeah, whatever it is, out of theater reaction for that. And then we're back to the morning news show on Sunday. But yeah, let's see these last questions here. Once again, getting your last comments and questions. If you're just joining in, hit that like button. And once again, super chats, any super chats in the last minute here, totally appreciated. Get a thank you video. And of course, dibs on some awesome movie codes out there, right? I have a few. So yeah. Right. Hisham says, why Blue Beetle flop? Are people bored with superhero movie? Yeah, so superhero fatigue stuff is for sure real. I enjoyed Blue Beetle for what it was, but it was still kind of formulaic, right? But I mean, they were able to do a couple different things in terms of the culture with it and whatnot, which I did like. Um, George Lopez was so good in the movie, and then the grandma, the abuela, she was great too. So there's some good stuff in there, but still kind of formulaic as a superhero movie, big CGI fight at the end. So, yeah, the fatigue is real. And of course, we knew the DC issues with Gunn going back to Shazam saying, oh, those last movies weren't going to be in the new Gunn universe, and then trying to backtrack on his words. But now nobody wants to see these last DC movies. And so, yeah, DC kind of really hurting themselves on that one. I think that was also a big issue. So, yeah, yeah. Like I said, DC might need to have put a pause, put a few year pause, and then come out with a really strong lineup of DC movies, like going back to the Trinity characters. But it's all over the place. It's messy, it's sloppy, it's confusing, and yeah, that it causes issues. It causes issues at the box office. So. Yeah. Nate saying Expendables 4K steelbooks are coming out soon, which I don't need. I have the first three on Blu-ray. They're okay movies. It's cool seeing the classic action stars. I get it, but they've never been like the most memorable movies in terms of like script to me. So they're okay. I'm just not a massive fan, but I will watch the fourth. I will watch it, even though I don't know. It seems weird. You got Megan Fox in it, and you're like, "What? Why is she here?" I don't know. I've never been a massive Megan Fox fan, so we'll see how it turns out. Caveman says, "Don't forget the Hercules, and the ending." Oh yeah, Hercules, right? That was funny. I need to go back and watch that movie, and I also have to see the original Nutty Professor. I do want to do that one of these days. Nate says, "In Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse 2." Oh, I love that movie. That's my third favorite superhero film of the year. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, then Shazam, so underrated. And then yeah, Across the Spider-Verse was great. Caveman saying Flash and Child's Play sequels come out Tuesday. Flash? A sequel to the Flash? Or do you mean you mean the Steelbook, yeah, and then the Child's Play sequels on 4K. Yes, those come out on Tuesday, which I have them all on Blu-ray, so I don't need to pay the outrageous prices. Um, for those, but if people are really into it, like that's your go-to franchise. I know I did that with Halloween because that's my go-to horror franchise. But the Child's Play movies, I'm good with having them just on the Blu-ray. Yeah, no need for me to upgrade to 4K. But I do want Flash. A little tight on the budget right now, so I might have to get the Flash in a little bit later, at the beginning of next month. But yeah, I do want to see it. I got to collect those superhero steelbooks. Hopefully, it's still in stock. Craig says Flash on HBO Max now. There you go. Hey, people want to stream it. Absolutely. See all those great visuals. Now, I have fun with the movie. I like the movie overall. Not perfect, but I liked it. Nate says Durant is raging right now. I'm not a Megan Fox fan either. Eye candy, but not much else. Yeah. Dimension says I now own 2 seasons of my favorite show of all time, Chicago Fire, on DVD. I've heard of it, haven't seen it. Like those, I guess, what do you call them even? I know it's not police procedural. I guess it's what firefighter procedural. I guess you'd say, but those like kind of procedural crime drama kind of shows. Never got into them. I know a lot of people are into them, but once again, not as much as a TV person. So yeah, never got into those specifically, and it always seems like there's a lot of those kind of shows out there. But it's a good thing to hear great things about it. I think I've heard other good things too. So that's awesome. Glad you got it picked up. Right now, the show I'm working myself way through is Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap, from Huck's recommendation out there. I'm going through the Blu-rays on that. Started season 3 now, and I'm really liking that show. So I don't collect a lot of shows on physical, but that was one good price, and I've been enjoying it. But there we go, guys. Our no stream at night this week for me, but we will have a stream, like I said, Monday movie morning show, right, on Sunday. And did I say Monday? Not Monday. Sunday morning news show, right? But then we will have a live show, and I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday, September 5th. So it's in a couple weeks. We're doing our movie adapted stream, like adapted from books and like stage plays and whatnot. That's going to be a fun stream. Definitely market calendars for that. But can't say better than Adrian here. Adrian says, bye everyone and take care. So yeah, have a good National Cinema Day out there, everybody. Have a fun time watching some movies, making every day a movie day. But bye for now, everyone. Have a good one out there.